about any interaction before or after the game on site. So it's basically just you're a ticket agency just giving tickets to kids that want to come see the game, and that's all I mean, obviously you can communicate with them, via social media or phone or something like that before or after or something like that, but you can't have any face-to-face contact.
Yeah, so since you're the home team, you can do that. That's an every other year deal there, but only when you're the home team can you provide those tickets and arrange those things, right?
Yeah, that's correct. And that's obviously that's something that, like there can be some Texas A&M kids just coming to watch Texas A&M. But, I mean, at the same time, you hope that maybe you take care of business. And I know one kid told me if Arkansas wins, it's going to help put them on his list. So this is obviously a big game in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Tommy and I had a question for you earlier, Richard. I don't think it's been ratified or enacted, not ratified, but enacted just yet, but the new potential 7 recruits in the cycle. How many spots does Arkansas have left right now in the 2022 class?
Just maybe 2 or 3, and obviously the rest was going to be held for transfers. But if that passes, obviously that will kind of loosen things up. You can replace as many as 7, guys that have entered the portal, and you can sign in the 22 class if it gets passed. So they're doing this to try to encourage more high school prospects getting signed instead of the coaches looking to add from the portal. And I do know that, that the top tier prospects, they don't have any problems finding a spot, but it's the guys that are kind of maybe borderline that might be high division, between high Division I and maybe mid-major, and you may want to take a chance on a guy and develop him. Those guys have really been hurt by the portal, and I think that's what it's really all about.
And just to clarify, they're going to do this 1-year expansion of the limit and then look at it permanently. But is the additional spots, as you were saying, just to replace the ones do you have to go to the transfer portal, or could you, in theory, sign all of those additional spots with high school kids?
I'll be honest with you. I just read up on it a little bit. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. It's something that I need to take a little harder look. But I've been in Dallas, Fort Worth all week, and it's been on the road quite a bit.
Yeah, that's good, out seeing kids. Because this transfer portal has just changed the dynamics of everything. Just obviously the ability to get a more proven kid that's got more college tape on in general, but it's just a more proven commodity and a route to get a more proven commodity. And we're seeing the impact. You don't have to look any further than Ridgeway on that defensive line to see the impact that a transfer portal player can have immediately on your team. There's Warren Thompson. There's others that we could go through, but these are players that can immediately come in because they're, in Ridgeway's case, grown men that can come in and affect the bottom line of your football team.
Hey, and let's face it, now the college football and basketball climate, if you're a coach, you got to win immediately. And you can't fault them for doing what they're doing. This new rule is obviously geared to try to help the high school kids get more looks, and I hope it passes. And I hope we've talked about so many times about when rules are passed and how there's unintended consequences. I just hope that if it's passed, it's utilized the right way by colleges, but obviously won't know for a while.
Richard Davenport with us here on the Morning Rush. Richard, we've had a lot of football questions for you at this point, but I want to switch it up to basketball. Big commitment date next Wednesday, as Nick Smith is going to be deciding between UAPB, Arkansas, Auburn, and Alabama. Now, I believe he's in the same commitment place that Moses Moody announced his commitment to the Arkansas Razorbacks. And I want to know, should Hog fans feel good about their status with the 5-star out of North Little Rock right now?
Traditionally, whenever you set a press conference and it's inside the state, it's very unusual for a young man. And I'll be honest with you, off the top of my head, I really haven't looked at this in depth, but I can't recall a guy that has set up a press conference in state and gone elsewhere. Now, I could be totally slipping. One could be totally slipping through my mind, but that's usually bodes well for the home team.
The other side, we've asked you about this young man as well, and I think he's set to decide in October. Jordan Wallace, that's what he's kind of indicated, not too far at Link Prep in Branson. Richard, if they're able to get a commitment from both Nick and Jordan on top of the commitments from Barry Dunning Jr., number one player in Alabama, you've got Darian Ford, 4-star from Magnolia, and then 4-star Joseph Pinion from Morrilton as well. That class has the potential to be top 3, 2, maybe even number 1 if they end up. Would that be the highest ranked class that Arkansas has ever had in basketball?
Oh, I can't imagine it not being if that's the case. And I wouldn't totally discount Anthony Black. I'm not saying that they're going to get him, but then talking to him the other day while I was down here, there's no doubt that Arkansas impressed him. But if they were able to get Nick and Jordan, along with everybody else that they got right now, I can't imagine that not being the best in school history, and obviously one of the best in the nation.
Yeah, and Muss seems to be getting all the credit on these recruits, and I'm not saying he doesn't deserve the lion's share, but who on this assistant staff has been key in these 5-stars? Because while Muss is the front and center, there's guys behind the scenes that are on his staff that are getting the job done in this recruiting, and we see a lot of come and go on his staff so far in the first few years, but clearly this staff he's got together now is doing a great job with getting top shelf talent.
Well, and so many times when I talk to these kids, and it happened again Tuesday when I was talking to Ron Holland, a five-star teammate of Anthony Black. Everybody on staff reaches out to him. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, the assistants, Keith Smart, Gus Arginell, Clay Moser. Yeah, I hear Anthony Ruda's name quite often, Michael Musselman.
Probably
everybody.
Ronnie Brewer now.
And Ronnie Brewer, yeah. I mean, I don't want to miss anybody, but it's just the truth that I think that illustrates, and the kids kind of pointed out, illustrates how interested Arkansas is, because a lot of times other staffs will do the head coach and maybe an assistant or two, or all 3 assistants, but not your support staff like Arkansas.
I just think it's an interesting point, because we think about Musselman. He's the face of the program. There's no changing that, and there shouldn't be. But there's a lot more that goes into getting these top recruits on campus, and Arkansas having a shot than just Coach Musselman's efforts.
Well, all I know is, as long as I've been doing this, I can't recall Arkansas being on as many kids, and they consistently say, and I'm not talking 10, 15 kids. I'm talking beyond that. A lot of times, colleges will focus on maybe 10, 15, think, well, if we get on too many others, kind of waters, the contact down, but not with Arkansas. I mean, I'm just astonished that just about every kid says Arkansas is the one school that's recruiting me the hardest, or one of the schools that's recruiting me the hardest, and it's coming from so many different kids. So honestly, I don't know when they sleep, but they probably don't sleep too much.
They're not afraid to ask 8 or 10 girls to the dance, are they? And then they'll figure it out if they all say yes. I mean, that's just the way. They're just not afraid of it. So. Well,
and the thing is, in that case, you most of the time in that situation, you're on so many kids, you're gonna have plan A, you're gonna have plan B, you're gonna have plan C, and sometimes we've seen where there wasn't a plan. So I think that's the plus of all of this.
Richard, we appreciate it. Enjoy your time in Dallas. Get to watch some talented high school players, and we'll talk more about it next week. And hopefully it'll be a great conversation after Nick Smith's commitment next Wednesday.
Sounds like you're at a practice now.
Yeah, I'm at Coppell to see Braxton Myers. He's a 23 prospect. But before I go, I just got to tell you, man, I'm really popular down here. On the road, I get a lot, hey, I'm number 1 sign. So I'm really enjoying all the love.
Well, I'm sure those Longhorn fans right now really appreciate those Arkansas license plates running around their state. So,
well, thank God I got a rental car with Arizona, so I'm good there.
They don't know the difference down there. So, Richard, safe travels. Enjoy the game. We'll talk next Thursday.
All right, guys. See you.
All right, Richard Davenport from the state of Texas this morning, where he's out looking at high school recruits. Just 48 hours in front of Arkansas and Texas A&M.
We're back and better than ever. All eyes are on the gridiron as teams are back to start another football season. And as always, BetOnline is your #1 spot for all the college and pro football action this season. With a new updated site and interface and even more odds, props, and contests, BetOnline continues to be the #1 source for everything college football. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 100% welcome bonus. That's double your initial deposit just for signing up. Don't forget to use the promo code NFL100. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to bet on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts.